Hello, Lexington Elementary, and welcome to the Daters Read Aloud. I have some guests helping me today. My daughter Cecilia and my daughter Cameron. And we're going to be reading the book Alvin and the Chipmunks, Alvin and the Substitute Teacher. Cameron is going to help me today read the book by playing the voice of Alvin, and Cecilia is going to help me read the book by playing the voice of Simon and Theodore. We hope you enjoy. Alvin loved music class. It was his favorite school subject. He looked forward to music all day long. He liked it better than math, and he liked it better than lunch. He even liked it better than recess. Well, almost. Alvin's teacher was Mrs. Melody.
Miss Melody is the best, Alvin said. She's the best, seconded Simon. The best of the best, agreed Theodore.
Well, what makes her so special? Asked Dave. Alvin thought Mrs. Melody made learning fun.
We have class outside on nice days, Alvin said. Last week we played the steel drum and the xylophone, said Simon.
For Mrs. Melody, an apple a day keeps the doctor away, Dave said.
Good idea, said Alvin. We don't want her to miss school.
In class that week, Alvin, Simon, and Theodore learned how to play brass instruments. Next week we'll start on woodwinds, said Mrs. Melody.
Cool, said Alvin said.
That Monday, the boys went to school.
I'll try the clarinet, said Theodore. I'm thinking the bagpipes, said Simon.
Alvin looked around. Something was wrong. Just then, Principal Wilson walked in. I have some bad news, he said. Mrs. Melody broke her leg. She'll be out all week. Your substitute will be here soon.
Substitute? Asked Simon. Substitutes are mean, said Theodore. They give double the homework, said Alvin. This is terrible.
There was a knock at the door. May I come in? Said a voice. Alvin put his head on his desk.
Wake me when this day is over, he said.
Simon gasped. Theodore laughed.
What's so funny, Alvin asked.
And then he looked up.
Dave?
The boys said in unison. My name is Mr. Seville, Dave said, and I am your substitute teacher. Alvin felt so lucky. They would have fun in class just like they did at home. Alvin acted goofy, and when Dave asked where the pianos were invented, Alvin answered,
On the moon?
Then it was time to sing. Alvin asked if he could yodel. He burped during the scales.
Do, re, mi, fa, burp. Ooh, sorry, Alvin said.
And Dave's face turned red. Alvin's classmates giggled. Soon the class began doing what they wanted. Some banged on the drums loudly. They weren't listening to Dave at all. They were acting out. Dave tried to take control by saying, All right, guys, let's put down the drumsticks. But the class just ignored him.
Can you teach us about opera? Asked Simon. Or country music? Asked Theodore.
Or go get ice cream, said a boy.
Ice cream! Ice cream!
Ice cream! The class yelled. Alvin looked around. Things were out of control.
Dave looks upset, Alvin said. He looks sad.
Alvin wanted to help Dave. So did Simon and Theodore. But what could they do? Just then the bell rang and class was over. That night Dave barely talked at dinner. Then he was quiet at breakfast. "You must be excited for Mrs. Melody to return," he said before school started. Later, Alvin overheard Dave in the office. Dave didn't see Alvin. He was speaking with Principal Wilson. "I'm a bad teacher," Dave said. "The kids don't like me. The kids don't listen to me."
Uh-oh, Alvin said to himself.
Alvin felt terrible. Dave wanted to be a great teacher, but the kids were not listening, and it was Alvin's fault. He ran and got his brothers. They rounded up the class at lunch.
"Starting today, we listen," Alvin said. "We learn," said Theodore. "What did you say?" Simon asked.
Their classmates agreed. They didn't mean to be rude. They didn't like making Dave feel bad or upset. Dave got to class late. He expected chaos. He expected a rowdy celebration, a celebration that he wasn't invited to. But instead, he saw nothing but smiles. Kids were sitting in their seats and they were ready to learn. "Who wants to learn about the history of rock and roll?" Dave asked. "We do," the class said together. And Dave was happy. He was relieved too. Alvin, Simon, and Theodore smiled. They were lucky to have such a great teacher. Thank you for reading along with us tonight. We hope you are all staying safe and healthy, and we miss you. We will all see you soon. Bye-bye.